Kylian Mbappe is 5 goals away from smashing Cristiano Ronaldo's calendar year record. We also have Mo Salah's whose Liverpool's future is shaking, and Real Madrid dressing room tension brewing. We also have big money spent as the Saudi Arabia team were pulling the superstars east, and the football power map might be shifting. And also, there's a FIFA World Cup draw currently going on right there. So we're giving you details of all these around the world of sports, so you can hang out with us for the next 1 hour as we talk football in the studio. My name is Adi Michelle, gonna be host for tonight's edition of Talk Sports. I'm not in the studio as I'm also in the studio with the guys up tonight. And from my far left is Paulo. Paulo, good evening and welcome to Talk Sports.
Yeah, good evening. Thanks for having me. So excited to be back, and can't wait for us to dissect everything.
Yeah, there's also Yamites in the studio, though I know things are not losing well for your club, Chelsea. Losing that game, I guess, on Leeds United. But bygone is bygone. You have one mouth to look forward to right now.
As far as I'm concerned, anything goes with Chelsea, so I'm not bothered actually. It's so good to be back. 7 days have gone. A lot of things has gone down in the world of sport generally, and it's going to be an interesting time.
Okay, you can grab your headphones, and this will get emotional, controversial, and very real. So we go straight to the biggest one, which has to be Kylian Mbappe and Cristiano Ronaldo. Just 5 goals from history. 26 years old Kylian Mbappe stands 5 goals away from breaking Cristiano Ronaldo's legendary Real Madrid calendar year record of 59 goals with 4 matches left. The world is watching. If he does it, debates will explode. Comparisons are ready for global footballs, and the conversations are right there. If Kylian Mbappe breaks Cristiano Ronaldo record, does that officially place him in Cristiano Ronaldo territory, or is longevity the real decider of it?
I don't think he's close to Cristiano yet. I think he's still far off. You have to put in the mix the titles. I will put in the mix how Cristiano Ronaldo almost single-handedly carried the team to win major honors. So it depends mainly on him. Just it's good to equal to break record, but to compare with the success, I think he's far off the mark.
Okay, Paulo, straight to you. This was a player at a point last season, or the season he joined Real Madrid last season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
At the start of it, everything wasn't looking rosy for him. A lot of conversations that yes, probably he's a misspent or misbuy for Real Madrid. But now it seems that he has gelled into the team perfectly, and you can see the number of goals he has scored this season. He has been there for Real Madrid and pulling that team, even when Vinicius was not in that rich fame of form that we saw him last season.
Yeah, and you can't take anything away from it. Like you said, last season when he joined, at first it wasn't going as planned for him. But despite that, I think he scored close to 30 plus goals.
And I think he ended with the highest goal scorer.
Highest goal scorer in Europe. I think so. Yeah, he was the top goal scorer in Europe.
Hello, welcome to Premier Sports First State, and we're straight into match day 16 of the EPL, and starting with the first 4 p.m. fixture is Chelsea against Everton, and also Liverpool against Brighton is currently on, with Liverpool getting the first goal as early as the second minute in that encounter. So it's still 0-0 between Chelsea, who are at home, against Everton in this encounter. So let's see if Chelsea will be getting back to winning ways. That has really been an unforgettable December for the Blues. Results not going exactly the way they will have wanted. But at home today, with the crowd and also Cole Palmer back starting for Chelsea, they'll be hoping to get good results against Everton in this counter. But let's see how it goes for the Blues in this game. And still early days into this 4 minutes into it between Chelsea and Everton. It's still 0-0 as it stands right here. The Blues are currently attacking against Everton, looking for the very first goal in this encounter. With this very chance for Chelsea to go straight is Garnacho with that seasoning shots, but not enough to threaten the Everton defense there. Tarkowski with doing a lot of defensive work for Everton there to cut that out for Chelsea. But it's a corner kick to Chelsea, and this captain Reece James will be taking this starting in the midfield, which is fast becoming one role everybody are used to having in play. They quickly played into the box there, but that's easily cut out there by Everton, and it's a goal kick rather, as Trevor Chalobah couldn't keep that in check. So it's going to be a goal kick to Everton in this counter. Straight into the 5th minute of the game. and it's still 0-0 between Chelsea and Everton. You're welcome to Premier Sport Fan Center, and it's a live commentary of this game between the Blues and Everton in this one. Yes, early kickoff. Let me say 4 o'clock kickoff, but it's the first game in the EPL for this weekend. That is March the 16th. The table is fast taking shape. Arsenal are the runaway leaders, but that lead was actually cut short over the previous weeks, where we've seen Manchester City close the gap against the table toppers Arsenal. Everton looking forward against Chelsea right now. Looks to attack against the Blues as they've chased before it's going this encounter, which is very chance for them. And the Senegalese international there with a long shot there. That's off for a corner kick onto Everton against Chelsea. 6 minutes gone in both fixtures. And this was Ugo Ekitike, who is still in big form for Liverpool, getting the first goal for Liverpool in the very first minute of that game against Brighton. Let's see how that goal keeps on destabilizing Brighton right here at Anfield. That is the response they really need in the EPL, with Liverpool finding themselves in an unfamiliar position on the EPL log table. Right now, it's a corner kick to Everton against Chelsea right here at the 6th minute. As Everton are also chasing the first goal in this one. Sends a long one into the box, easily cut out there by the Chelsea defenders. But still Everton are back in possession against Chelsea. They look to attack against the Blues. They returns back into the midfield there. As yes, Everton returns back into the path of his teammates. They look to take on Chelsea. Coming forward there. Former Chelsea player Dewsbury will look to attack against the Blues right there in this encounter. It's really great seeing him start against Chelsea after not nailing down the first team position when he was with Chelsea. Everton in possession. Yeah, might just be a chance for the first goal. And he's still in the shot this season one there. But that's go straight into the hands of the Chelsea goalkeeper. Ghana with that shot there, but took a wicked deflection of a Chelsea defender and straight into the hands of Robert Sanchez, the Chelsea goalkeeper. A long one from the Chelsea players there, trying to play in his teammates. Unfortunately, that's going to get onto the part of Pedro Neto. Cole Palmer is a beauty face to see starting for Chelsea tonight after missing a lot of games due to growing injury. But England international is back starting for Chelsea in this one against Everton. Let's see how it goes. It's still 0-0 in that encounter. And at the 7th minute of it, still Chelsea 0, Everton 0. A throw into Everton against Chelsea, straight into the part of his teammate here. But couldn't get out the ball here. He's still Barry on the ball there. But rolls out for a throw-in as they couldn't keep possession. And way there, another eyes on one player who will also be joining up in the Nations Cup for each country. Also on the pitch there for Everton. Let's see if they can hang on to this one. They defeated Manchester United even with a 10-man in that encounter 1-0. So it's an hard nut to crack whenever you're playing against this team. You just have to be, defensively cautious and knows when to attack against teams like Everton. Straight onto the parts of the player, the O'Brien straight but loses possession. And Chelsea will turn defense into attack right there in the middle of the park. Angel Fernandes on the ball there and finds Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah will switch out wide there, finds his teammate Chelsea Malo Gusto on the ball there, goes out wide and finds his Chelsea teammate there. Here is Cole Palmer cut inward with the ball for the Blues. Returns back into the defense where he finds the captain Rhys James there. James hang on to the ball there, returns it back into the center defense where he finds Trevor Chalobah. Yes, Chelsea player been brought down there, so it's a free kick there. Malo Gusto being brought down there by the Everton defender. So it's a free kick to Chelsea against Everton right there at the 8th minute. Wesley Fofana sent it out straight into the part of the French, his French compatriot Malo Gusto was brought down there. So it's Chelsea free kick. Kukureya called into action there, switches out wide and finds Alejandro Garnacho. Garnacho comes inward with the ball there. What will he make out of that? The Argentine returns the back to the Spaniard, Marco Kukureya. Kukureya back into the defense, finds Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah finds Wesley Fofana. Fofana switches out wide and finds Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer looking for space as much as he loves to do. Takes a long one. But this time around, that is too weak to threaten Pickford in goal for Everton. It's still 0-0 out of 90 minutes of this encounter. You can go to the comment section and tell us what you actually feel about this game. Your prediction for it between Chelsea and Everton. 90 minutes also gone in that one between Liverpool and Brighton as Liverpool 1-0 cuts that goal scored by Ugo Ekitike at the first minute of that encounter. If Everton will come forward against Chelsea, there seems to be a clash of leg there between the Everton defender, yes, or midfielder rather, Ghana, and also O'Brien and Marco Correa. So it's a free kick throwing right out to Everton at the 10th minute. So 10 minutes gone in this encounter, and it's still 0-0 between Chelsea and Everton in this one. The throwing to Everton against Chelsea. And Everton will take a long one into the box there. Chelsea defending there, but Everton back in, called into possession there. We have Gueye on the ball there. Goes back into the fence where he finds Tarkowski. And Tarkowski goes out wide and finds his teammate there. It's Everton who are currently enjoying the better share of possession in the early stages of this first half there. The switches up for them, finds the midfielder there. Gueye looks forward and finds his teammate, and there is always a joy to watch there. Tries to take one round. Trevor Chalobah, Cole Palmer on the ball there. Tries to play in a dummy to put Marco Correa on the run there, but easily the cuts out there. But Chelsea won the ball back. Yes, Chelsea in possession. The captain gets onto the ball there. Rhys James drops it straight into the path of his teammates. Enzo Fernandez and Chelsea will attack right now onto the wing there. Pedro Neto comes forward with the ball. And what will Chelsea make out of this? Neto on the ball there, tries to beat his man, beats one, and couldn't get over the second. He was actually brought down there. Out of that, comes inward with the ball there, and still hangs onto it and switches position, tries to play in Alejandro Garnacho, who actually made that easy pass, a hard one for himself there. And couldn't hang on to possession for Chelsea. So it's a goal kick come to Everton right now at the 12th minute, approaching the 13th minute of this encounter. Looking at the Chelsea starting 11, we have Robert Sanchez as the goalkeeper, Malo Gusto, Wesley Fofana, Trevor Chalobah, and Marco Correa in the fence. And the midfield is Rhys James, who is pairing with Angel Fernandez. Up front, Alejandro Garnacho, Cole Palmer, Pedro Neto, and the low-man striker, João Pedro for Chelsea. And the side of Everton, we have Jack Pickford as the goalkeeper, O'Brien, Tarkowski, the captain, Michael Caine, and also Mikolenko in the fence. In midfield is Gueye, Ghana also. And in midfield, we have Ndeye, Kelly Dewsbury, and Jack Grealish, while it's a low-man striker, Barry, starting for Everton in this game. As we're getting straight into the 13th minute of the encounter, and it's still 0-0 between Chelsea and Everton. It seems that man is currently on the top there, and is Dewsbury, who really wants to perform against Chelsea's old side today. But seems like his night or his day might be cut short as the 14th minute of this encounter, with him picking up a knock there. As left to see as David Moyes is currently sweating on his big midfielder there. Talking about Dewsbury, the former Chelsea midfielder, a joy to watch. I really miss him. Missing him in the Chelsea jersey. But right there, he currently plays for Everton. So let's see what he brings into this encounter. And it's still 0-0 at the 14th minute between Chelsea and Everton. Liverpool rather has leading 1-0 as it stands right now against Brighton. Hugo Ekitike, like I said, scored that only goal, or the leading goal in that game at the first minute, and it's really showing why Liverpool should put faith in him rather than and Dewsbury being given a standing ovation by the Chelsea fans right there as he steps out of the Stamford Bridge. Yeah, he was a good squad player for Chelsea when he was at the Blues. I never thought of seeing him complaining when he was on the Chelsea bench, but he has also come to life since joining Everton. Yes, Everton been forced into an early substitution at the 14th minute of this encounter. Goal kick to Everton there. Jack Pickford will take a long one there, and Pickford will take a long one into the Chelsea half there. Jordan Pickford rather. I'll take a long one here. It's Chelsea back in possession. Rhys James tries to play in, and that's a seasoning pass there from Rhys James. Trying to play in Pedro Neto, who I think was actually slow in running or getting approaching that ball from Rhys James there. That should be a throw into Chelsea. And that's the sight I love seeing whenever I see Jordan Pickford. You don't really know the kind of Jordan Pickford you're going to get on a good day, because he is always one of those top goalkeeper that can alter you. Alcaraz will be replacing Dewsbury, who has been replaced who has been forced out due to early injuries in this encounter. Robert Sanchez on the ball for Chelsea, finds Trevor Chalobah, and Chalobah will come forward with the ball there, drops it back to Marco Correa. Correa finds Angel Fernandez. Angel Fernandez on the ball there, plays it back to Marco Correa. Correa will hold on to the ball there, finds Angel Fernandez, and Fernandez throws it back to the Chelsea goalkeeper. Robert Sanchez, and Sanchez switches out wide, finds Wesley Fofana. Fofana comes forward with the ball for Chelsea. And what will he make out of that? Switches and finds his centre back Pierre Trevor, who finds the left back there, Marco Correa. Correa looks inward there, plays it into the path of João Pedro, who goes out wide and finds Alejandro Garnacho. Garnacho couldn't control that easily and loses a possession. Dye with a dummy there and beats Marco Correa and won himself a free kick. Right there. It's a battle of the Spaniard versus of the Senegalese international. He is currently the one of the future of the Senegal national team. It was beautiful dummy there from Daye being brought out there. It's a worthy free kick to Everton against Chelsea. 17th minute of that encounter gone, and still 0-0 between Chelsea and Everton. But if you're going to ask me, I think Chelsea has really taken the game to Everton. The center referee tonight is Thomas Bramell, who averaged 0.08 red cards, but 3.26 yellow cards. This shows how much of fan of dishing out yellow card it can be, but he can always give you that second chance to keep on staying on the pitch, because he's not really known for showing or sharing that red cards in a game like this. Yes, Chelsea back in possession, loses possession almost immediately. Akaresh on the ball there, tries to beat Malo Gusto, and Luke goes out wide, fights down Jack Grealish. Grealish will hold on to the ball there. The England international brought down by Pedro Tento, and that looks like a crazy foul from the Portuguese, because the referee was right there at his front there. So it's Everton with a free kick and a chance for them to swing one into the Chelsea box. Early stages of this game, it has really been a game which Chelsea has dominated, but what is dominating a game without putting it into the back of the net, that is what really matters in a league like the EPL. If you want to win it, and it's still 17 minutes, approaching the 18th minute in that one between Liverpool and Brighton, and still Liverpool 1, Brighton 0. Everton with a free kick against Chelsea right there. And this might just be the chance the winning lead against the Blues in the 18th minute. Let's see if they can make something out of this, and the long one into the box there with a big chance there. It's just a player who got onto the head, and there's a corner kick to Everton at the 18th minute. Trevor Chalobah having the last touch of the ball in that moment. So it's a corner kick back in straight into the part of Everton against Chelsea. What would they make out of this corner kick? Would this be a chance for them to score the first goal? 19 minutes gone in this encounter. Chelsea 0, Everton 0. Everton with a corner kick. A chance for them to get the first goal in this game. Quickly taking it, a short one there from Everton. Still holds onto the ball, and Akares on the ball there tries to find a better position, or put himself in a better position to whip across, and finally whips across into the box there. And yes, still Everton in possession. Chelsea clears the lines. Why Chelsea were clearing their line? One man came into the studio, who I thought that would have been a goal for putting it onto the studio. Yeah, mate. Good evening. Welcome to Premier Sports Fan Center. It's Chelsea against Everton.
Yeah, good evening, Sharon. It's so good to be back. Thank you for holding it down. Because the stuff out there is not funny. The festive is beginning to come to life right there. And on the menu, Chelsea Everton today, it promises to be an exciting one. Always tough, this fixture. Always one banana peel that if Chelsea is not careful, they must slide into a deep tunnel right there.
Okay, we've seen first 20 minutes of this game, and Dewsbury has been wheeled out. Unfortunately, that is the man I really wanted to see showcase himself in this encounter at Stamford Bridge. You know, he was a squad player for Chelsea last season, but each time he puts on that jersey, you always get to see that top performance from Dewsbury, and this is the right moment for him to showcase what Chelsea are actually missing. Because I remember when Cole Palmer was out injured, I actually missed having Dewsbury all in the team. But he's a prolific player on his day, but he has picked up an injury at the 10th minute and won't be completing this game. How big of a miss will it be to Everton?
I think it will be massive, big of a miss to them. You know, he has been that player for them. Getting against Manchester United, he was on the score sheet. I think their last game he was also on the score sheet. So when you miss that kind of player, when that kind of player gets injured, the vacuum will be very, very obvious as far as I'm concerned. And one thing I just need to ask questions about the guys doing the business for Chelsea is, how can you let this Real go and get Buonanotte? It doesn't make sense to me. So, but because massive,
I think he wanted to play more. That was the issue. Yes, Chelsea with a chance there. The first goal, and it's called Palmer back from injury, back from groin, but his legs are not gone. As Cole Palmer has just opened the goal scoring line for Chelsea. It seems that if there's one thing made in heaven, it's Cole Palmer already scoring against Everton. Just finally making that known thing, and that celebration is what Chelsea fans around the world have really missed. And it's Cole Palmer with the first goal for Chelsea. What a sight of relief for him.
You know, I saw on his Instagram post where it was like, "Oh, it's so good to be home that he has missed home and all." And that was an on-time pass, I think, from Enzo Fernandez.
Oh, that looks
I
to
think
me.
Malo Gusto.
Is that Wesley? Okay, it's Malo Gusto. Malo
yeah.
Gusto picked up that run there. And you have to,
Look
I have
at
to
that
fault. I have to
finish.
fault Gueye for that, because that was him switching out of Gueye's
Yeah.
rear view there. How do you allow a player prolific like Cole Palmer, you know,
Palmer,
just rolling around there in your box there? He will surely hurt you, because one-on-one years you have Cole Palmer in this play. You can see how he spread his body and make himself big for the goalkeeper. Jordan Pickford will be asking himself, how can I stop on Cole Palmer rather? And I hope today he won't be considered 4 goals against the Chelsea
You know, the
man.
last time it was a Pumel of a performance for Chelsea. Chelsea really Pumel Everton. Cole Palmer was responsible. I think Chelsea really,
goals in that account.
no, it was Brighton that was
Brighton
I think
4.
2 goals.
2 goals,
So,
okay.
and one thing is really obvious. Chelsea has really missed Cole Palmer, especially the sites that you need to break them down. And these are one of those sites, and he knows how to get in between the defenders and do his thing. But yeah, let's see how far I can go, because he's not. I think he's not really 100% fit yet.
Yeah, it's not really 100% fit, because I saw the manager Angel Maresca also talked about that Cole Palmer is not as fit to be able to play 3 games in a week. That is your man there, Alejandro Garnacho. I think Chelsea are still they're still finding it hard to get a compatible player on that left attack wing. You see Jamie Gittins, you see Alejandro Garnacho. I think Modric might actually be even better than these 2 players.
I think Modric would have done a better job. But before Modric arrived to where he was before the ban, he was also given time.
Yeah,
I think
not different from them.
not different from them. So I think that.
So do you think they'll be going to the market in January
No, I
and
don't
try
think
to
so.
get a better left
not
attacker?
with this owner.
Yes, Chelsea, chance over a second. And, our net is now going to the back of the net.
Garnacho.
Alejandro Garnacho presented with that gift there, but fortunately said that today he's not Carroll and he's not picking that gift up. Alcaraz is putting that on the plate for Alejandro Garnacho. On a good day, I expect him to put that into the back of the net, for Christ's sake.
How did he not put that?
Let's see that again. Oh, though he was under pressure. He was under pressure
I think
there.
one more
But apart
touch,
from pressure
we
there,
either get him a penalty.
he should have tried, taking them back and probably win himself a penalty there. But Alejandro Garnacho there, wasting the best chance of Chelsea getting a second goal against Everton in this encounter. 24 minutes gone into this game. Yes, I was talking about Chelsea's performance in this December. It has really been the performance to forget for Chelsea.
Really,
The UEFA Champions League performance against Atlanta, one that Chelsea fans will really want to forget as soon as possible. Enzo Maresca, yes, was also fingered in it as one of the faults for that loss against Atlanta. Whenever the team is looking good for Chelsea, Enzo Maresca comes with that rotation and always having issues with his substitution. Maybe you can explain bringing in Malo Gusto to play as an attacking midfielder in that game.
I don't understand Maresca. I think the same way this squad is growing is the same way Maresca is growing, because he's not that elite manager yet that knows how to rotate squad and still keep the result. Look at what Arteta did in the Champions League. Look at the Premier League. He will rotate sometimes and they still get the result. I think that is where Maresca needs to learn. He himself said it earlier this season that if there are places whereby he needed to improve, then he won't really deny that. On his rotation, how can he, look at that game against Leeds. How can you play a centre half on the right back and put the right back, 2 right back on the bench? It doesn't make sense. So when you see those kind of errors, and he's one of those overthinkers, and I think that he really, really needs to be called to question sometimes when Chelsea start losing points.
Yes, I'm straight into the 26th minute of this encounter. It's Chelsea 1, Everton 0. Not really the kind of day Alejandro Garnacho will really want to. I think this should be like the 3rd time I've seen him losing possession from having the possession on his feet. Probably pressure or anxiety on the part of the Argentina international. Marco Correa trying to play in his teammate there. Everton hang on to possession. Chelsea regains possession. Trevor Chalobah on the ball. Then returns it back to the Chelsea goalkeeper. Robert Sanchez, and Sanchez will hang on to the ball for Chelsea. Finds Trevor Chalobah on his rear view, on his left rear view there, and finds Marco Correa. Returns it back to Trevor Chalobah. Chelsea keeping it safe at the back right now. Wesley Fofana on the ball there. Looks for the finds his Chelsea teammate. And yes, Chelsea Malo Gusto on the ball there. Finds João Pedro there, but couldn't hang on to the ball there. Everton back in possession. Jack Grealish has just won himself a free kick after Cole Palmer tripped up the England international. So it's the free kick come to Everton against Chelsea right now at the 27th minute, and also in that game between Liverpool and Brighton, it still remains 1-0 at the 27th minute. Also, Hugo Ekitike with the first minute goal for Liverpool, and it's not looking like Hugo Ekitike is making Liverpool look like they wasted money on Alexander Isak.
No, I don't think so. I don't agree, because Hugo Ekitike had a proper preseason. His head is in one place. You can't compare with Isak. He had to force that move. He had to stop training. He stopped preseason. The same thing is happening to Ademola Lookman. If there's something preseason does to you, it gets you into the rhythm of the season. If you don't get into that rhythm, you will struggle. Most like, except extra exceptional talents that can cope. So I think that Isak will come good, and it's good of an headache when you have your two strikers prolific in front of goal. So I think it's a good problem for the manager, and maybe switch to a 2 number 9.
But one man was lose the starting position at Everton. We saw him, going into the media, printing. At Liverpool has to be more Ahmed Salah. Do you think that treatment is actually right for the Liverpool legend?
I think that treatment is not fair on him, because when you look at it, he's not the only one
who is off.
Van Dijk, you can't take it past him.
Florian Wirtz is also looking for his first goal in the league.
Florian Wirtz, you have to talk about the performance. He has been there. But when you talk about the defense, look at that triangle in front of the goalkeeper. They are not in form. There is Van Dijk, there's Konate, and there's Ryan Gravenberch, who has been a shadow of themselves this season. Now, why pile up fault on Salah and put him on the bench? Adibini was put on the bench, and Liverpool is now performing exceptionally well. It would be understandable. But it's still the same of the same. And you still keeping him on the bench. But I don't support him going to roast to the media in public, and also I think that, yes, he could have done better, more mature way.
Oh yes, Chelsea coming forward with the spirit transfer, a second goal. Enzo Fernandez rising the highest there, but not one of the tallest players on the pitch, and that will be a problem for Jordan Pickford as he picked out of the straight into his hands right there. Chelsea presented with another opportunity. I think if they're getting the second goal in this first half, they might find themselves to blame come into the second half. We've seen them,
this has been the playbook.
Typical Chelsea. This season.
Playbook. If they don't get the second goal in the first half, look at that game. Which game was that? That they took the lead in the first half. I think Atalanta game. And look at how we ended. So I think that taking the lead is not the main thing. It's about sealing it up. Yeah, just put the cap on it.
Just have to put the cap on it. The Everton in possession. They'll be looking to coming back strong in this one against Chelsea. But Chelsea has really hung on to the ball in this one, enjoying the better share of possession. Returns it back into the center half there. Finds Trevor Chalobah, who goes out wide and finds Marco Correa. Marco Correa hangs onto the ball for Chelsea. Looks to his side and finds Rhys James, the captain, who is playing now making that midfield position look like a fantastic one for him. Though in the absence of Moises Caicedo, who is, I think this should be his last third game and final game. He will be suspended for that red card picked up for Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea still in position. Yeah, it's actually needed rest because he has played a lot of games for Chelsea right from last season. That was a necessary one there. But referee allows players to continue. Marco Correa with the ball there, switches out wide and finds Pedro Neto, typical him.
We just have to talk about Wesley Fofana. He has been really massive for Chelsea.
Yeah, he has always been a top-notch defender. Just that stability, that injuries, hanging on and being able to remain fit. That has really been his problem for Chelsea. And I think they really missed him when he wasn't around. But you can see the fluidity he brings into the compactness he brings into the Chelsea defense. I just hope the other guy who is out injured. what's his name? The Chelsea defender, Levi Colwill, will also be back anytime soon. But he's out with an ACL, so I'm not expecting.
Anytime soon. I think he won't be back nothing less than March.
Yeah, I think around March or April. But he should still be missing some games this season. And just talking about this Everton player, the danger man on the pitch right there, Ndaye, he has already been a thorn in the flesh of Marco Correa in the second half. But to trust the Spanish left back to handle this situation, very well against Ndaye. Just Chelsea possession from defense to attack and looks to open up Everton defense. If there's one thing we know about David Moyes, he can defend all his life.
Yeah, he can defend, and that pouncing on the loose ball. And Chelsea can be very careless with
that was seen from Alejandro Garnacho in the second half. Countless time I've seen him lose his possession for Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea holding on to the ball there. It looks like more like a triangular pass from the Chelsea midfielder Enzo Fernandez with the ball there for Chelsea. Switches us wide and finds Wesley Fofana. Fofana will come forward with the ball for the Blues. What will he make at last? The angle to it and looks onto the wing there and finds his Chelsea teammate there. That seems to be Cole Palmer. If I'm mistaken there, no.
No, Neto.
Pedro Neto rather. Yes, Wesley Fofana returns it back to the Chelsea goalkeeper Robert Sanchez, who has really been prolific for Chelsea and been one of their saviors at the back. Yes, really, and he won himself the goalkeeper of the month for November, while the Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca won himself the manager of the month for keeping clean sheets with the Chelsea team. Yes, Chelsea attacking with a spirit chance for the Blues there, but straight into the hands of the goalkeeper Jordan Pickford.
Yeah, we have to talk about Sanchez. Yeah, he was the reason Chelsea went off with 1 point against Arsenal, because it was really massive in that game, and really has improved apart from the mistake against Leeds that really cost Chelsea a lot. But I think apart from that, even that mistake wasn't really easy. I think it was more from Tosin rather than him. So I think that he has really improved.
When talking about Tosin, what has really been the issue with Tosin? Because this is not a Tosin we used to know.
I think it was match rusty. You see, one
pressure at Manchester City is way different from the pressure at Everton, where he has actually felt at home.
I don't think it's pressure. I think it's game time. The thing about Pep is spoiled of talent in his wing, so it's not really giving him that game time. And the injuries too with him. So Pep would prefer a player that's more stable, that really don't go out injured.
It seems to be a tussle between Wesley Fofana and Ndaye in the box there. I don't think that should be enough to win Everton the penalty against Chelsea. Referee flags that off as a fair challenge on the Senegalese wing. And looking at the talent Senegal have going into the AFCON. We'll be talking about the AFCON when we get into the halftime break analysis, because there's lots to dissect from different scores and different programs. We've seen Cameroon having 2 different scores. The coach coming with a different score, and also the president Samuel Eto'o feels also coming with a different score right now. So a lot of dramas going on as we are hanging on and going straight into the AFCON, which is barely 10 days away from starting. Yes, Chelsea attacking there. But Torreski defended well there for Everton. Chelsea hanging on to the ball, winning all the duels against Everton in this game and making Everton looks like it's a training routine there. Well, you have to be careful against this Everton side. Within a twink of an eye, they can turn the scoreline against you. We saw it against the Manchester United. Even when Manchester United saw that Everton got a record under 10 minutes, they felt relaxed and thinking, yes, victory was assured for them in that encounter. But Everton came out, surprising Manchester United that game, even without Gueye, Idrisu Gueye, who got a red card in that encounter. They still hanged on from the first half and got on the needed 1-0 victory over Manchester United.
Yeah, when you look at teams like Everton, you can't really underrate them, even when you go a man down. And one thing they have is they are solid at the back. So when you can get a goal and keep it tight at the back, that's 3 points. So that's why teams like this, every chance you get, convert. If you get to convert the 2, because it is when you get them behind, when they are behind in the game, that they actually come. If they are ahead, they know how to frustrate you with that low block.
All right, straight into the 36th minute of this encounter between Chelsea and Everton. Is 1-0 Chelsea leading against Everton. You see the manager, Enzo Maresca, will be looking to get back into winning ways after losing the game against Atalanta in the UEFA Champions League, and also losing against Leeds United in the EPL. Back-to-back losses for the Chelsea manager. Will be looking to get back to winning ways today. It's 11 against 11.
Yeah, but we've seen Everton go away at Manchester United and defeated Man U 1 down, 1-0. So I think it's possible. It's just the fact that the squad really needs a lot of growing up. They really need to grow up. And with the way it is, a lot of guys grubbling the World Cup here and all. I think it will be an interesting winter transfer window for Chelsea. But these guys, they need to step up. They need to improve. They need to do better.
Okay,
really, really
all right, let's see if that improvement and getting up can really start from this fixture. A free kick comes to Everton right there against Chelsea. Long one into the box there. Yeah, might just be a teasing header there from Traruski there. Unfortunately, that didn't go across into the net there, but far off of the Chelsea goalpost. And then, I think
that's onside.
Oh, it's actually onside. Yes. I think a lot of teams are with set pieces routine there, because you can see the Everton players running into position and leaving the defender and the captain Tarkowski, in the rear view there. Yeah. But he got ahead onto that, so unfortunately not into the Chelsea box. So it's a corner kick, or a goal kick rather, to Chelsea at the 38th minute. 1-0 as it stands. It's still a slim lead though, and not a comfortable scoreline from Chelsea against Everton as it stands.
Yeah, it's not a scoreline that you rely on, and it has been the last, I think, 7 minutes or there, but after that goal, it has been Everton on the neck of Chelsea. I think these boys, they need to start taking control of the game back. They can't afford that for Everton to come back into this one. Yeah. Having drawn 1, lost 1, drawn 2 out of 3, lost 7 points out of possible 9. That's not what you want to do at this point of the season.
Even if you're not chasing for the title, if you are running for the UEFA Champions League, you also need to get some results. Everton will look to come forward against Chelsea here, but just very chance for them into the box there. Oh, a miskilled touch there from the Everton defender there. Marco Correa coming to the rescue for Chelsea, returns it back to Robert Sanchez, who is not having any of that, playing out from the back. A long one there. Alejandro Garnacho couldn't keep himself on the pace with the ball there, so Everton back in possession. Gueye on the ball there, looks forward to find his teammate and Ndaye straight to the wing there, finds Ghana straight into the box there. Yeah, he's Gueye with the ball there. Gueye with the long one. How did Barry miss that? And unfortunately, it's not going to be the equalizer for Everton.
Yeah, so it's Everton back in possession, and the cross into the box cleared out by Wesley Fofana. And now Everton is eating up the pressure. Will Chelsea survive this one before the half time?
You know what? I'm not always comfortable. I'm not even comfortable with any of Garnacho, even Jamie Gittins, who is on the bench. They look like for like to me.
Yeah,
because even when Gittins come into the game, you expect
one thing I think is this: Garnacho is also a product of that preseason howler, where they don't have a proper preseason to get them into the mood.
But it's 18 games into the league.
But how many did he play? How many has he played? I think when he even joined,
the first 3-4 games,
he couldn't play because he had to train with the squad, get the rhythm of the strategy for the coach and all those things. So I think it will affect him, and I think we need to give Garnacho time. But the guy I think has really messed up has to be Gittins. Has to be Gittins.
You got to give it. But he's coming in from what's it called, the Bundesliga. It's a different ball game to the EPL. Let us see.
And he's still young.
He's still very young. I think he's age 20 or 21, if I'm not mistaken. There, and that would have been Everton's best chance to get the first goal against Chelsea. But fortunately, they couldn't put that into the back of the net. That's a dangerous play there from the Everton defender O'Brien there. He has to be careful not losing the ball.
Just has just been lucky.
Yes, Everton who are hanging onto the ball there, creating chances against Chelsea and frustrating the Blues, with Chelsea having all their players except João Pedro back in their own half of the pitch. Yes, Everton on the ball there, comes forward with the ball. What would they make out of that? We have Miolenko on the ball there, looks inward and finds Kane. Kane will come forward with the ball for Everton. What would he make out of that? Go straight to the wing where he finds Ghana. Ghana holds onto the ball. A low cross into the box there. Easily cut out there by Chaloba. But Ghana is still there to get onto the ball there. Chelsea sends that out. But who is there to get onto the ball? It's Everton's ball. Marco Correa tries to play in João Pedro. Everton back in possession. And talking about João Pedro, it seems to be a different João Pedro in the EPL for Chelsea. This it's not looking like the same João Pedro we saw at the Club World Cup.
Yeah, it's not looking like the same João Pedro, and I think that's the inconsistency that we keep talking about. These guys, we need a consistent man to lead the line that will always be available. Yeah, if not always, but at least 80-90% of the time. And that's one of the reasons why Kopama is being celebrated. But how many Kopama in that age will really come with the goodies? You need players at their prime. You need players that have matured. You need players that can stand the test of time. So I think that the Chelsea board should have a review of their strategy and see how far it has brought them so far.
All right, straight into the 42nd minute. It's still a solidarity goal lead for Chelsea in this one. Cole Palmer's 21st minute goal is what separates them both sides right now in that account as we're getting straight into the 43rd minute and barely 2 more minutes to play in first half regulation time. We should be having about 3 to 4 minutes additional time come end of that game. 2 more minutes to play in regulation time. It's Chelsea 1, Everton 0, Liverpool 1, Brighton 0 as it stands right now. All eyes will be on the Africa Cup of Nations, which is starting on the 21st with the first game between host nation Morocco as they host the Comoros in that encounter. I just hope they don't spare Comoros in that game.
You know, they are in the form of their life, Morocco.
And they seems to be the favourites for the African title.
Yeah, and I think that is long overdue for them. It's been a while they won the title, and they really want to take this one home, but there's a Mo Salah that also wants to win it. He has not won
Egypt.
Yeah, he has not won it despite the successful years of Egypt for AFCON. But he will be glad that he will be going to the World Cup, barring any injuries.
Yeah, we're straight into the 44th minute of that one between Chelsea and Everton. Going straight to the statistics of that encounter, where Chelsea has actually dominated and play in that one against Everton. Looking at what the matchmaker says, it's Chelsea enjoying a better share of ball possession, 61% of the ball to the Blues, while 39% of the ball to Everton. 2 big chances from Chelsea in this encounter, 2 big chances also for Everton, 7 total shots for Chelsea and 4 total shots for Everton in this encounter. We've seen 4 corner kicks, 3 corner kicks, some to Everton, 1 to Chelsea, and Chelsea has completed 241 passes in this game, while Everton have seen just barely 182 passes. Looking at the shots on target, 2 shots on target for Chelsea, 2 apiece for both sides in the second time, but just 1 goal to showcase in this one.
Yeah, it shows how Chelsea started like I was on fire. But after that goal, they've really dropped the tempo, they dropped the antics, and Chelsea has just been lucky that Everton has not come back into this one. And with the way it looks, if it continues like this, maybe Everton will be back in the game, and you don't know, you just can never know what can happen. We see Chelsea taking the lead against Sunderland like this, and we all know what ended it at the end of the day.
Yes, now let's see how it goes in this one, where Chelsea currently leading 1-0 against Everton as we currently approach on the halftime in this game. As we're straight into the 45th minute, and still 1-0, the Blues leading against Everton, while that one between Liverpool and Brighton also at the 45th minute is 1-0, Liverpool leading. A slim lead also for Liverpool against Brighton. Do you see them hanging on to this 1-0 victory or scoring more goals in the second half?
Yeah, one thing you have to talk about Liverpool defending is that many of the time they concede, and they concede recklessly sometimes.
Is that due to missing Alisson Becker in goal post?
No, I don't think so. I think it's
Alisson's back starting for Liverpool. I remember the game against Chelsea. It was Mama's Davi or what was his name?
And Chelsea made it.
Yes, and Chelsea was double their lead against Everton in that encounter. And it's Chelsea 2, Everton 0. What a way to end this first half. On the 45th minute mark there, just to get on the second goal. And we're talking about the need for them to get the second goal. Though it's not over, we still have a big 4 to 5 minutes to come in the second half of this game.
Yeah, it's not over, and you just have to put a cap on it so that at least you can have some breathing space. And now, after that second goal, it will put Everton in a more difficult situation whereby they can be open to more errors, whereby they can concede more goals at the end of the day. But good one for the boys putting the cap on it. But to Liverpool, I think that I don't think the problem has been the goalkeeper. The problem has been the 2 centre halves. There's a reason why Madrid withdrew from the Konate deal. Those guys, the performance they brought in last season, towards the end of last season, they began to drop. But because they've, the gap was widening, people were not really talking about it. Now that drop, okay, for the first 5 games that they won, many of the time they were in a comfortable position. They conceded two, had to wrestle to go and win. Those games like that. But I think that the coach needs to do something about the defense, not really about the forwards, because not as if the forwards are not scoring goals at all, but they are shipping in more goals that they are scoring. So I think the defense has an issue, because I have an issue with the board, or maybe the sport director. How dare you invest so much in your attack and leaving your defense behind, bringing in a guy that Leone that will just grow in between the ranks? Why can't you go intentional about your defensive midfield too? Because now if Ryan Gravenberch is out, who will deputize? Who? Is it Endo that is close to his mid-30s or thereabout? The same problem they are having with Van Dijk, they most likely will have it with Endo. So I don't think there's a replacement for Ryan at the back. And if Ryan had good proper competition, most likely he wouldn't lose form like this. So I think it's the triangle in front of the goalkeeper that has been the issue for them this season.
All right, what a game for Chelsea as it stands right now, 2-0 up in this account. Malo Gusto with the second goal at the 45th minute of Cole Palmer's first goal at the 21st minute. What a way to go into the halftime break for Chelsea. Third minute of 4 minutes additional time been played already by the Blues, and it's currently Chelsea 2, Everton 0 as it stands. And this should be a game Chelsea should be taking, but typical Chelsea, you can't say it's over for them.
Yeah,
but it's
you never know. You never know when it comes to Chelsea. You never know at the end of the day, because they can come in with the goodies, and sometimes they can be very, very funny. But be that as it may, we just hope that they come good and come really good for us at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's also looking at scorelines right there in the German Bundesliga, where Mönchengladbach are currently losing 3-1 to Wolfsburg at the 59th minute. Frankfurt against Augsburg is 0-0. St. Pauli leading Heidenheim 2-0 as it stands at the 58th minute. 60th minute in that one between Hoffenheim and HSV's. Hoffenheim 2, HSV 0. And still to come later today, Leverkusen against Cologne right there in the German Bundesliga. It's halftime in that one between Chelsea and Everton, and Chelsea takes a 2-0 lead into the halftime against Everton at the Stamford Bridge, and Liverpool also taking a 1-0 victory, or lead rather, into halftime against Brighton. What a first 45 minutes we're seeing from these two sides.
Yeah, what a game, what a game. Chelsea looked to be shaky at some points, but getting into the halftime strong, and that's the way you want to end the first half. Send the message to your opponent, let them be G3, and at the end of the day, you always want to get the icing on the cake. And yes, now it's time to defend very well. No misplaced passes. Just stay calm. The opponent, they are down. They will most likely continue making mistakes because they are under the pressure now.
Okay, Cole Palmer with Chelsea's first goal at the 21st minute. Beautiful pick down right there from Malo Gusto, who assisted Cole Palmer for that first goal. And Malo Gusto himself getting his own goal at the 45th minute for Chelsea. 2 goals from Chelsea in the first half. 2 beautifully worked goal from the Blues. And this is what you really want to see from Chelsea. And you look at the goal scorer, Cole Palmer. How big of a morale booster is that goal for the England international?
Yeah, massive for him. It will really, really help him grow back into the Chelsea player that we all used to know. We know what Cole Palmer can do. Just get him into the right frame of mind to do what he does best. Look at that chance. Look at that finish. Then you know that, oh, okay, Cole Palmer is the man. And when you look at that goal too, it will only boost his confidence at the end of it.
Okay, yes, that is surely going to boost up the confidence of that man. Going straight to Everton. Yes, that's really been an unfortunate first half for them. We saw Dewsbury picked up a knock on an injury which will keep him out, which took him out of that encounter. But it hasn't really been a game where Everton has really come to the party against Chelsea. I think Chelsea passes around has really frustrated Everton in this encounter. How best do you think David Moyes should be approaching this game in the second half?
I think he needs to be attacking. He needs to take the game to Chelsea. He needs to bring in guys that can run down the wings and actually bring in presence also up front. They need a man present in the box. I'm not talking about Barry who is here and there. A man present in the box. They need to load the box. And Chelsea has proved to be a side that they make a lot of mistakes too. So when they make those loose balls, pounce on it, And if they can get one early in the second half, it will be game on.
Okay, as let's say if they can reduce the deficit early in the second half of that count, and straight to the Liverpool zone where Liverpool are currently one goal up against Brighton. Yes, Brighton now looking like a different Brighton. This is not some of the Brighton we used to know. They used to be a spoiler. They used to be a spoiler team against the big boys, but yeah, against Liverpool, where they're currently finding themselves losing 1-0 to go Ekitike's first minute goal. Do you see Brighton coming back into this one?
I think Brighton can come back into this one, especially when they are playing against an unpredictable Liverpool. You don't know the Liverpool that will show up at the end of the day, and that's the hallmark. One of the things that has been a challenge for them. You don't know. You just don't know the Liverpool that will show up at the end of the day. Is it the Liverpool that you can, rely on, or is it the Liverpool that is same of the same? So you never know.
Okay, let's go straight to AFCON, which will be kick-starting on the 21st of this month. December promises to be, the festive period promises to be an eventful one for football lovers, as AFCON will be kicking off right there in Morocco. And one squad list everybody has been waiting for has to be the Super Eagles squad list. And it came with, no surprises, but, a lot of dramas as you would have expected. Maduka Okoye be dropped from the goalkeeper list.
Yeah, that's the main drama right there. The main surprise. But I understand why Maduka will do that. Maybe he will request for it, because there is no point leaving for AFCON as the first choice, and you going to AFCON and coming back, and the coach says, hey, the goalkeeper has been performing well, you are going to be the second choice. So since you are the first choice, stay there. And I think that
do you think that is actually justifiable? Because we've not heard from NFF, neither have we heard from the manager or the player himself. But the rumors of right now is that Maduka Okoye himself requested to be dropped from the squad. Even he asked Eric Chelle if he's going to be the first choice or at the AFCON, and the manager said no, he's not. Promising him that, but he's giving every player equal opportunity to fight for their position at the AFCON. And if that's that guarantee is not there that he's going to start at the AFCON, it's better he stays back at his club. And looking at the fact that he just came back from Letiban and winning back his position, and it's really going to be suicidal for him to go to the Nations Cup and not keep, for 3 weeks on the bench, come back match rusty to his team. You have to go back, start all over climbing the ladder. Do you think it's justifiable for him? And what does the future hold for Maduka Okoye after these issues of him, not wanting to go to the AFCON to sit on the bench?
So let's be realistic. Where Nigeria is at right now, except Nwabali probably dropped from or retires, or maybe injury, Maduka Okoye will be number 2. And we've seen Nwabali, even in the playoff, barring those overconfident situations, when he needed to step up, he stepped up. It's just the players that did dirty. He saved 2 good penalties in the playoff finals. So when you look at a goalkeeper that is reliable, Nwabali is. So you can't have Nwabali and play Okoye ahead. But the thing now is, it is your in economics we call it opportunity cost, because when you now get that kind of call up, you stay on the bench, and in your club you are the first choice. So I think that I don't blame Okoye if that is what happened. If the rumors flying around is what has happened, I don't blame him. If I was in his shoes, I might take the same decision.
Okay, do you think the Nigerian or do you think the Nigerian goalkeeper has handled this rightly?
I think he has.
Okay, and let's go straight to the score for the Super Eagles to the AFCON. They'll be hoping to get to the final of this Nations Cup and probably go one step better than what they did at Ivory Coast on this time around, winning the Nations Cup, which I think might actually reduce some of the wound caused from losing out on qualifying for the FIFA World Cup.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no wound that they are. In fact, honestly, I'm more of an objective person. When you look at the way they played, if they go and play in the World Cup like that, they will humiliate us. So it's better they stay, put their house in order, and go and compete properly in I think not Saudi, Portugal, Morocco and this other team was. Is it Spain?
Yes. Oh, yeah, Spain.
Yeah, Spain, Portugal, Morocco
Morocco.
World Cup. So that's 2030, right? So I think it's
Okay,
better.
let's take it department by department. Let's look at the goalkeeper. Stanley Wabalu currently keeps Chippa United in South Africa. Amas Basoge of Singida Black Stars in Tanzania, and Francis Uzo of Omonia FC. Francis Uzo back in the Super Eagles of Nigeria. No one saw that coming.
No one saw that coming. But
But are you telling me, away from Stanley Wambali, these are the other two best goalkeeper, even if Maduka Okoye is not around?
yeah, I think that is the reality on ground right now. When you check the whole Super Eagles squad, the two guys we only have that are top right now is just Lukman and Victor Osimhen.
Okay, let's
The
go.
others are just somewhere in between.
Okay, let's go to the defense. We have the captain, yes, who actually retired from the Super Eagles of Nigeria. That's Whitley Truss Ekong. It won't be at the Nations Cup in Morocco. So in defense, we have Calvin Bassey of Fulham, Oluwasemi Logo Ajayi of All City, Bright Osai Sam of Brighton City, Bruno Imeachi of Olympiacos, Chigozie Awazim of Nats FC in France, and Saidou Sanusi of FC Porto, Igor Ogbu of Slavia Prague, and also Riyad Alebioshu of Blackburn Rovers will be open to making his debut. There is no Olaino who is out due to injury. There's also no Felix Agu who's just coming back from injury. How do you think Olaino will be missed at this Nations Cup? And also the captain not being part of this Nations Cup. And there's also Benjamin Frederick. When Nigeria thought they not have a reliable right centre back, he won't also be a part of this party to the Nations Cup.
Yeah, I think that as far as I'm concerned, Nigeria is not really one of the favorites for this Nations Cup. I think they will just go and
They'll
struggle.
ride on luck.
They will just ride on luck and struggle. If they are not lucky, they come back home early. But I think the main thing that, see, when there is a challenge, it just calls for people to rethink and put things back in shape. So I think they need to go back, build from the grassroots, go invest in structures. And one of the things that I like about the Nigerian is now that the budget for the next year is really massive, almost ×2 for some, because now they need to invest in structures. If there are stadiums around, young lads will be encouraged to go and train, to go and see if they've got what it takes. An exceptional talent can easily be discovered. And from there, you can go to the highest rank possible. So I think that, the Nigerian squad list, average as far as I'm concerned, the only two extraordinary players that I see in that squad, since Frederick is not around, has to be Osimhen and Lukman.
Okay, going straight to the midfield where we have Alex Iwobi of Fulham City, Frank Oyeka of Brentford, Wilfried Ndidi of Besiktas, and Raphael Oyedika of Club Brugge in Belgium, Tochukwu Nandi Zut Weregem in Belgium will also be making his debut for the Super Eagles. Fisayo Dele Bashiru is back. He also plays for SS Lazio in the Italian Serie A. Beniza Akinsomiro who plays for Pisa SC in Italy. That is a name everybody really wants to see. Usman Mohamed, Ironi Tibarias in Israel. Usman Mohamed, this is a name if my memory serves me right, back to 2016 when Nigeria went to the to the Olympics and got to the semi-final and came back with a bronze medal. That is my best memory of Usman Mohamed. And also that famous Chan Egu versus Atletico Madrid right here at in Uyo, where he actually turned in and out under the Atletico Madrid defender to put one of those balls into the back of the net. But Usman Mohamed being called, I think he has gone below the radar. Nobody really know much about him, though he's just 31 years old and you still expect him to be just 31 years old. You expect him to still be in the peak of his career. Do you think there's anything he's bringing into this team?
I doubt if there is, because
that seems to be like he's coming back. He's coming to take what's it called? Usman Yusuf Alazan's position on the bench.
See, as far as I'm concerned, with the squad Nigeria has in the midfield, you can't really say there's a top quality in that midfield. There's who can play like Odegaard in that midfield, who can be creative. And I think the problem of Nigeria is
looking at it, the only creative midfield I'm seeing this team has to be Fisayo Dele Bashir in the midfield. That
even
is all.
Fisayo Dele Bashir, how much of quality can he bring to the midfield? Can he do? Let's not just go too far. Buonanotte of Chelsea, can he do his job? Nigeria is not lacking solidity in the midfield. They are lacking creativity. Who can split the passes? Who can dictate the pace of the game? Make sure the tempo is regulated in the game. So I think that Nigeria's problem is not far-fetched. I think, see, there are solutions. They are not just ready.
Okay, we'll go straight to the forward where we have Ademola Lookman, the former African footballer of the year who plays for Atalanta in Italy. The Samuel Chukwueze, another player from Fulham. Fulham will be losing 2 players to the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the AFCON. Victor, or 3 players rather, to Nigeria, the AFCON. And there will really be a big miss because Alex Obi is a starter. What's it called? Calvin Bassey is a starter. We've seen Samuel Chukwueze, even come in for Everton, for Fulham.
To start
and do a lot of magic for them. Victor Osimhen of Galatasaray for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Moses Simon plays for Paris FC. Chidera Ejuke of Sevilla. Akon Adams of Sevilla. Paulo Nuachu, another player who knows how to get into competitions. Plays for Trabzonspor AS in Turkey. Cyril Disas of Panathinaikos. And Salim Fago Lawal of NK Istra. Fago Lawal is another name I really want to see. But I doubt he will be starting games at the AFCON, but probably coming in to understudy some of the attackers. That is the squad list for your Super Eagles and my Super Eagles to the Nations Cup. 28-man lead squad submitted or released by the Eagles manager, talking about Eric Chelle. He has been given a mandate to get the Super Eagles to the final, minimum of final at the Nations Cup.
I think that those people, the mandate men for Nigeria.
We are standing on this mandate at the Nations Cup.
No, I don't see. I don't think they realistically look at what you have on ground. If you go to the squad for Egypt, Morocco, and Senegal,
even Algeria, even Tunisia,
we are going too far. This Nigerian squad will struggle against South Africa. And I kid you not. It's the truth. They will struggle against South Africa. So
our biggest threat in that group has to be Tunisia.
Not about the group.
I would love to see them.
Nigeria, I think we will get out of that group because I think they're still best loser spot.
Yeah.
So I think Nigeria has no issue with the group. But from the dead rubber spot, knockout, the playoffs, that's where you will see. I think that it's just so painful to see that the squad the Nigerian football game keep declining until it got to this situation. And I think one of the mistake that got Nigeria out of the World Cup was hiring Peseiro. I think whosoever hired Peseiro should be jailed.
So right now, if Eric Chelle is not getting to the final of the Nations Cup, should he be sacked?
Eric Chelle was not the problem. He came to do short-time fix, and he didn't do badly. He got from second to the last position in the group, got them to the playoff spot.
I lost the playoff spot by penalty.
Via penalties, which anybody can lose. And you want to talk about an AFCON that, see, as far as I'm concerned, Nigeria should not be thinking of this as AFCON. I think what they need to do is put their house in order. Give this guy 2 years plan. Let him begin to pick, go to the league. Then we resurrect the age grade competitions. Let there be proper age grade competition in states that they will come and round up in the federal. Let there be structure. Let us see them on TV. Let them see Nigerian League on TV. Let them be properly financed. See, we are just cutting trees from the top. Let's go to the grassroots. Let's go to the foundation. And Nigeria has a lot of talent. It is just visibility. And you know Nigeria, but who do you know? When we can't. Let's not deviate, because the Nigerian topic, if we go deep into it, it's really, really painful, honestly.
All right, it's the start of the second half of that game between Chelsea and Everton. But before we go straight into that game, there's no way we are not going to talk about the current situation in Cameroon. I want you to just quickly touch on that. The manager, the FA president Samuel Eto'o said he has sacked Mels, the manager of the Cameroon national team. Samuel Eto'o also put in a manager to oversee the team to the Nations Cup. Right now, they came out with
Ministry
a
of
squad.
Sport.
They came out with a squad list that is Samuel Eto'o Fields and is set and
Without Onana.
without Onana. There's no Onana. There's no Victor Abubakar. And right now, Mels, the manager, is saying the manager was appointed by the Ministry of Sport, said he isn't sacked by the Ministry of Sport, and as he wasn't appointed by the FA president. And there seems to be a tug of war between the ministry and the FA right now.
Yeah, I think that's the movie we usually see in African football. See, until they start treating football like an industry on its own and withdraw the role of government away from it, just government should provide structures and let those clubs pay for the structures. Let them rent stadiums from the president, because from the government, because many of these clubs don't have the finance to actually build a stadium. So let's government go into, just settling an enabling environment and not really running football. Until African football get to that stage, all these kinds of annoying news, annoying conversations to have will still be coming into the frame for the African.
All right, this is the start of second half in various centers. You always feel sure of getting. How is that not going to the net, for Christ's sake? And that is your favorite play. That's what's it called? Zana Garnacho again. I think he should be scoring. He should be scoring this. Okay, if you say so, that he did all his best. All right, this is the start of the second half from various centers. And Liverpool won, Brighton 0. That game is already at the 49th minute, and also Chelsea against Everton. Chelsea leading 2-0 at the 49th minute. And that was a rich conversation at the halftime analysis from MIT. You always get that whenever he's in the studio, whenever he wants to talk, from the depth of his heart, when he has all those things that are pinning him. Just like I love seeing him talking when Chelsea are losing, because you have to hear those analysis. It comes straight from the depth of, that kind of emotional passion and emotion to the game of football. So you can always go back to the halftime analysis and have a view of what we discussed on the Super Eagles. I'm going to the Nations Cup. I'll be saying I wish every team I'm going to the Nations Cup all the very best of luck, but the major best of luck is to my own darling Super Eagles, and I hope against all odds they come to surprise us at the Nations Cup. And back to where it's matters.
Honestly, I don't pray.
Yes, Chelsea look to attack again. Yeah, just great chance for Chelsea. Garnacho on the ball there, tries to drop it, but that is a salient pass there from Alejandro Garnacho. And I think he's not even in the thick of action today.
Honestly, he's not himself today. I think he needs to be withdrawn. And I think he's having a bad day in there.
Who are they going to bring in? Gittins. All right, I think it's better we make do with.
Sometimes
it's still better we make do with the one on the pitch than Gittins cover up.
Honestly,
yes,
I don't know how
still 1-0. Now 2-0 as it stands right there at the 50th minute, which means we've seen 5 minutes of action played at Stamford Bridge. Yes, Chelsea still in
did you
take of action.
See Noni's goal?
Yeah, I saw it. I think it's one we've seen. I've seen that play. I've seen that with him when he was at Chelsea. But it's not that the quality is not there for Noni. Quality is there. He is a quality player on his day. A very fantastic player on his day. But that's that seriousness and stability, consistency is the issue I have with Noni Madueke. I think that should be a corner kick to Chelsea there. The 50th minute. Angel Goki rather to Everton. Right there. Look at that beautiful pick down there from Cole Palmer, but sizzling one there was straight. Okay, Enzo was trying to steal off the goalkeeper. 1-2-0 as it stands right there at the 51st minute, and gradually this clock is fast ticking in this one. Can Everton stage a magical comeback against Chelsea? We've seen that before, so it won't be something surprising to see a team come back against Chelsea. And Ndaye on the ball there, beautifully torn there from the Senegalese international. Yes, Akaresha moving forward but couldn't get hold of the ball. Chelsea back in possession, returns it back to the goalkeeper Ruben Sanchez, sends a long one. Ruben Sanchez is just only behind Arsenal's goalkeeper on the clean sheet ladder this season, and shows an improvement for the Spanish international. Yeah,
he has really improved. We can't deny that. He has really improved. But I've not seen him improve from the penalty spot, which I think David Raya will be ahead of him in that. And I don't think.
But this team going to the World Cup with the Spanish national team. Even Raya is not starting with the Spanish national team. He's a Unai Simon.
There's Raya, There's the gear
There's even the Liverpool, sorry, the Barcelona goalkeeper.
goalkeeper too.
That's another
And-
fantastic goalkeeper on
And
this
they
day also.
won't.
There's
Okay.
the Dryhouse.
Maybe you should switch allegiance.
Yeah.
Maybe if there's a room for another country.
Maybe to Spy Eagles of Nigeria. Yes, yeah, we have
Even
Chelsea
I think
possession.
Nwabali would do a better job than it.
Okay.
No,
Kopama.
you just look at Nwabali. It's just the overconfidence that I'm complaining. But when you need a goalkeeper to be reliable, I think Nwabali, massive goalkeeper.
Okay, as Chelsea attacking and looking for the first goal in the second half. Cole Palmer on the ball there, tries to beat his man. A chicken one there, but easily caught out there by Everton. Dye on the ball there, moves forward the ball. Seems that there's a free kick to Everton. It was rather that was on Jack Grealish trying to get in position there. So it's going to be a free kick to Everton as the defender right there, spotted jersey number 16 there. Miolenko was brought down there by Pedro Neto. Chelsea is looking at the Chelsea bench. I think it's still a rich bench for Chelsea in this account. Philip Jorgensen, the goalkeeper, Tosin Adarabioyo, Beniot Badashil, Jorel Ato, Josh Achepong, Andres Santos. We also have Jimmy Gittins, Esteval, and Magui on the bench for Chelsea.
Yeah, I just want to see Esteval against low blocking.
Usain got annoyed, angry or furious after not coming up in that game against Atalanta. I think he was destined to come in, but fortunately, due to that injury, the eye injury
Fofana.
picked up by Fofana, Chelsea has to make a defensive substitution in that encounter.
Yeah. So I think he will grow into the. He should not kill his character off. One thing that can build a player and can also destroy a player's character. We saw the mistake Mo Salah made. His garment would have been without stain at Liverpool. And look at the mistake he made.
I'm talking about Mo
with that.
Salah. The criticism from what's it called, Jamie Carragher, also talking about his time at Chelsea, where he said he was an average player at Chelsea. It was Liverpool who actually made him into who he is today.
It was Liverpool that helped him pick those spots and took those attempts and went into the goalpost. Before he came to Liverpool, Liverpool had waited 30 years
Without winning the
without the league. He came in, Liverpool won the Champions League after waiting for, I think, almost 15 or 10 years or thereabout. Liverpool won the league twice with him. If you remove his goals and assists, Liverpool won't be winning anything. Everything they won, I think Salah had, if not around half of the goals or more. So, what is he saying?
We're talking about Chelsea needing a player on the left wing. I've seen Dye more than enough in this account. I think Chelsea might be thinking of going for the Senegalese.
I don't think so. I think if Chelsea wants to go into the market, they go for explosive wingers. Ademola Lookman is not bad.
At the age of 28, 29.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That you go for
So you
players
don't think
that are
Dye
there.
fits the ball at Chelsea or fits the bill at Chelsea?
Ooh.
Dye of Everton.
I don't think so. I don't see him. I think he will be like the Joao Pedro.
Okay.
He'll just come and maybe show flashes and
Yeah.
maybe just go back into their safe mode.
All right, 55 minutes gone in that account. So it's still Chelsea leading 2-0 against Everton in match the 16th of the EPL, and still 1-0 in that one between Liverpool and the Brighton. You can't take it away. Yes, Garnacho in the box with a beauty Charles. Oh my God! I'm on it. I think I've seen it all from Garnacho in this account.
I think something is wrong with the young man. I think something is wrong with him. I think he needs to get his head down and play football. I think something is wrong, mostly psychological, because he's getting into the last position like Jackson, just to finish. And I think Jackson is no longer coming back to Chelsea. Most likely, if Bayern does not take him, I think he will have to find another solution for himself. But massive player on this day.
And that's another chance gone begging for Chelsea, and this time around again it's Alejandro Garnacho will fade to utilize that opportunity presented to him. Everton in possession against Chelsea right now, and there's Michael Keane on the ball there. Returns it back to his centre back Pierre. Returns back to Michael Keane. Keane will come forward and finds Dye on the ball there. Sends it back into the middle of the park. Everton in possession. Chelsea wins the ball back. and it's Angel Fernandez on the ball for Chelsea. Find Malo Gusto to Rhys James. Rhys James holds onto the ball, finds Angel Fernandez, and it looks like a move from captain to assistant captain. Fofana straight to Robert Sanchez there, and Sanchez looks outward into the midfield and finds his Chelsea teammate, and is the captain himself there, who switches and finds Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah finds Marco Correa. Correa with the ball there, comes forward and finds Alejandro Garnacho, who has been having not a good day in the office. A long one there from the Chelsea captain, switches and plays in Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer hangs onto the ball. He has Miolenko to beat and also holds onto the ball for Chelsea and finds Pedro Neto. Neto with the ball. What will he make out of that? Is he going to take a shot?
Oh, go back to the right
pass there from the Chelsea attacker. And João Pedro giving out a free kick to Everton right there. 57 minutes gone in this encounter, and Chelsea will be preparing a first substitution, and it's Cole Palmer will be withdrawn for what's it called, Andre Santos at the 58th minute of this encounter.
Yeah, I think he's trying to manage his
manages me. He's just back from groin injury, and we saw him also, talk about the groin injury. Still, the Cole Palmer is still having pains around that injury. So I think they have to manage him so they don't have that injury coming back affecting him again.
Yeah, and I think that's the best way to go by it. Manage his minutes, And I think any player that goes out injured, this has been the way. The manager has really
it has really worked. It has worked well for Rhys James, and you can see him consistency this season.
Even Fofana, he eased him into the starting lineup, and look at how far the young man has gone.
He has Ndai on the ball there. He has two Chelsea players to beat and goes through, and a corner kick onto Everton at the 58th minute. It's always a joy to watch for Everton, and it will really be a joy to watch for the Senegalese national team when it gets up to the Nations Cup. They are called the Taranga Lions of Senegal. Really good. It's really good to see.
I think they already changed their coach. Not
I think they stuck that Lucisse last year or so. So it's not more Lucisse. He actually tried with the team. He's also a legend of the Senegalese national team. Here's a corner kick out to Everton against Chelsea right there at the 58th minute of this encounter. We are barely 2 minutes away from 1 hour mark of football being played at the Stamford Bridge. It's still 1-0 between Liverpool and Brighton at the 58th minute. And I think Liverpool needs that second goal, because Liverpool, they know how to concede those unnecessary goals.
Yeah, they know how to do that. They know how to do that, especially those 9 minutes go.
Yes, Chelsea will hit out on the counter straight into the part of Alejandro Garnacho. Garnacho hangs onto the ball there. Loses possession.
I think.
That's Pedro Neto.
Oh, Pedro Neto. Yeah.
Why is he going hard on the tackle like that? Unnecessary. That might just be an unnecessary yellow card being picked there by Enzo Fernandez. But the referee won't be going into his pocket for a yellow card to the Chelsea Argentine midfielder. So there's a free kick right there to Everton.
One player that has really improved for Chelsea, really taking up that leadership role. You have to talk about Enzo Fernandez. He has really improved.
Even in the absence of what's he called, Rhys James, the captain, he has always been that man, the go-to man, and the leadership really quality is right there for the Argentine talented midfielder there. And here's it's going to be a free kick.
Players that have announced themselves. Now look at the noise of Hendrick. Came in, switched off. Look at Bellingham, was fully announced. Came in, continued. Stelia just went to Bundesliga He's just ending his first season. So we don't know how far he can go yet. But what Madrid needs is this. I think the guys like Kimmich, guys like
hope that is not a yellow card. Hope that is not a red card against Chelsea. Let's see. Let's see if that is not a red card against the Chelsea player. I'm very sure Villa will be interested in having a look at that, and it might just go from bad up to worse for Alejandro Garnacho going straight into that tackle. I'm very sure VR is going to be having a view of that. Let's see that again. I think it was the Everton player there, O'Brien, who went hard on the Chelsea attacker there. Sent it. And he forgot his footprint on
I
it.
think the Everton player got the ball.
Yeah,
So.
he got the ball, so that might not be leading to a yellow card for him. Let's see if I think Alejandro Garnacho is also back on his feet and able to continue on this one. 62nd minute of this encounter. Still Chelsea leading 2-0, courtesy to first half goal. Cole Palmer, the first goal scorer, has been withdrawn in this encounter. Malo Gusto with the second goal for the Blues at the 45th minute of this encounter. So we're yet to see a goal in the second half, and for a lucky and finally Liverpool has doubled their lead, and Wales than Hugo Ekitike again at the 60th minute for this Liverpool's second goal against Brighton.
And I think that that's the way to go. You need to bring back the confidence of the fans have in them. And that's just what you see. But one thing is this. Ugo Ekitike coming in like this, I think it will be sweeter to actually shift somebody to the left-hand side of the attack for them. While one deputized. And you can always switch during the game. And I think that would be a better way of exploiting the talent of those two players.
All right, straight into the 64th minute and 8 throw into Chelsea. That's one against Everton. 2-0, the leading. A good defensive shift there from the Chelsea attacker there, Pedro Neto, coming back to defend there for Chelsea in the second half. I think I might be, maybe we'll be seeing Estevao in this game, or the time will tell as we get straight into the 63rd minute. With Kopama being withdrawn and Alejandro Garnacho not really looking bright today in this encounter. And also up front, I don't think we've seen much from João Pedro in this encounter.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen much from João Pedro. Even Pedro Neto has not really been in the best game form that we expect him to be. So I think that those guys, they need, and Gittins is preparing to come up.
Oh yeah, it's all right there. We can see Jamie Gittins have been prepared by the Chelsea manager, and it seems it might just be the end of the day for Alejandro Garnacho. I don't really think he has really justified Chelsea spending that big money on him coming from Manchester United. But still early days, and he's still a young player at the age of 21. So I think the future is still bright for him.
And with 8 years, or how many years contract?
It's left to see if that future will be at Chelsea. Okay, Everton back in possession against Chelsea. Yeah, he's Dyer on the ball there, almost missed ball there, but Michael Keane is there to pick up the mess from the Senegalese midfielder. And here's Everton coming out against Chelsea. Miolenko on the ball there, comes inward into the midfield, finds his teammate Alvarez. He was brought down there. Referee says it was on the infringement right there as the Chelsea player brought down the Everton player, and it was what's it called, Andres Santos, who was the culprit of this time around. Straight into the 65th minute, which leaves us with barely 25 minutes to play in the second half. Quickly being played there by Everton. Referee says that went too early, and it's a substitution for Chelsea finally. Alejandro Garnacho being withdrawn. Still no goal for Alejandro Garnacho in the second half, and it's Jamie Gittins will be thrown into this game. And Alejandro Garnacho, do you think he has what it takes? Looking at his performance at Chelsea, he needs something out of depth to actually make the Argentina squad to the World Cup.
I think that he needs to do more if he wants to go to the World Cup with Argentina, because Argentina has plenty of talent in that wing. And I think that the competition, you have to look at guys like Nico Pass, what they are doing for their team. So those are the guys that is competing with. And I think that if he can improve, there's still room for improvement though. And I think that he will improve, because you see the hunger, you see the pain when he lose the chances. And I think that the mentality is there too, the hard work mentality, and I think it will work for him at the end of the day.
Yes, let's see if that is going to work for Alejandro Garnacho, and he will be making the Argentina's squad list to the Mundial right there in United States of America, Mexico, and also Canada when the World Cup kick-starts next year in 2026. Everton in possession of the ball, looking to reduce the deficit in the second half. Returns it to Miolenko. Miolenko looks in what there, finds his teammate as they look to attack against Chelsea. What would they make out of that? So to the wing there, we have O'Brien on the ball. What would they make? Cut inward with the ball there, returns back into the midfield where he finds his teammate there. What would they make? Chelsea tries to win back possession. Everton in possession of the ball, straight on the wing, finds Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish has Pedro Neto to beat, approaches the Chelsea box, and the England international, who is currently on loan from Manchester City, sends an in-swinger. Is they cut out there by the Chelsea defender. Still Everton in possession. Dyer on the ball there for Everton, cuts inward and returns back into the midfield and finds Ghana. Ghana with a long one into the box there. And that was almost a teasing header there from Jack Grealish. But the Chelsea goalkeeper had a lucky hand on that. And Sanchez still preserving his clean sheet in the second half.
Yeah, so it's a corner kick to Everton, and that was a beautiful header from Jack Grealish. The unlikely header of the ball. And
I think that was almost dropping into the back of the net, and you have to say probably that was a good save from the Chelsea goalkeeper Robert Sanchez there. But it's a corner kick out to Everton at the 67th minute, long one into the box there, and Chelsea player there, and we have Jamie Gittins on the ball there, loses possession immediately to Dyer on the ball, also loses possession back to Jamie Gittins there. Yeah, he's João Pedro being called into action, cuts inward, still hangs on to the ball for Chelsea. Here's João Pedro on the ball. Hope he won't be losing that ball. Finally lost the ball to the Everton player, and going into attack there. Attitude after losing the ball also is very much important. And Dye and Marco Correa going having a go at each other right there. I'm not really a big fan of João Pedro's
performances,
kind of football.
Yeah, the people making decisions.
You have this lackadaisical attitude to football. The way he approach, just like he's the biggest player on the pitch.
One of the reasons why I was in support of that non-Madueke still selling him off. That attitude, that seriousness. And I think João Pedro too is exhuming that already. And I think that it needs to improve.
Here's where it gets harder. You can see Everton making that substitution. Barry being withdrawn in the second half. We can see it's Beto who has been thrown into this game. I don't really know why Beto didn't start on the second half, because I would have expected them, coming into this game with an experienced striker like Beto, but they chose to go with Barry in this encounter. It has really prove fruitful for them in this one. A long one there from Everton inward, and Chelsea will be cutting that. A long one, return service back there as João Pedro who is approaching that, and João Pedro on the ball there. You can see a Chelsea player on his rear there. Yes, Andre Santos with the ball there, takes a long one when he should have passed probably to Jamie Gittins there. I think he was going for self-glory there.
What is this? On the ball, look at what João Pedro did. Drop it off for Enzo at once. Why? What is that?
What about Enzo? What about Andre Santos there? I think probably he wants his own goal in this encounter, but it's always team glories first before pursuing personal glories. The game is not won already, so I don't really understand why they are keeping they are actually sabotaging their own in this encounter. We're straight into the 70th minute, which leaves us with barely 20 minutes, and one man who always enjoy watching the Chelsea game right there. Thomas Tuchel. He always enjoy watching Chelsea game.
One hell of a manager. One manager that
I think he still have a bit of emotion or
he will still
connection with
because
Chelsea.
He has not won the league with Chelsea. He has unfinished business, and the Champions League that he has been running around for, he won it at Chelsea. So coaches don't forget.
So you still feel like that emotional connection is still there between Chelsea.
You said from the statement when he was sacked, the emotions was there. And
I just see him coming back.
It's not visible with these new owners. These ones, they've downgraded Chelsea to a glorified Tottenham. Chelsea is just practically just somewhere in between now, not really competing for. You can't wake up this morning and say, "Oh, Chelsea will win the league," except for luck. And I don't see that luck happening when you have. What's that? What is this? That's a yellow.
That's a yellow card saying.
That's a yellow.
I'll be surprised if he gets saying, I think the referee is probably.
I think he's a calm
referee. Don't try that with Anthony Taylor. You're getting a yellow card.
Even Michael Oliver.
All right, 71 minutes gone in that encounter in both centers, and 71 minutes played already. It's Chelsea 2, Everton 0, Liverpool 2, Brighton 0 in both fixtures. The home side going to go ups apiece in this encounter. And 71 minutes approaching the 72nd minute, which leaves us with barely 18 more minutes to play in this encounter. 18 more minutes for Everton to do the unthinkable and cause an upset in this one. I guess Chelsea, long one there from Everton. Might just be a chance there in the boxes, and Dye with the ball there. And that was a last block there from Fofana. That is also experience there from the first international defender Look at
What,
that.
don't you think? Do you think he will be going to the World Cup?
Yeah, I think he should be going to the World Cup with our French national team because he has always been a part of the setup. Yes, he might be going, but starting is what I don't really think he'll be starting. How did they miss that? Jack Grealish, you have expected him putting that into the back of the net. Unfortunately for him and fortunately for Chelsea, he actually missed a sitter right there.
Look at that.
And that was a sitter to him there.
That's a sitter, but the timing of the ball. And
That
was a good
That was a
cross.
beautiful cross there from O'Brien there. The goalkeeper, there was nothing he was going to do there.
Nothing.
I doubt he was going to have
Absolutely
finally going to have a hand on that. Everton coming out strong against Chelsea in the later stage of the second half. And yeah, it's Pedro Neto approaching the Everton box and looks inward there. Good initiative there from the Chelsea midfielder and finds finally we have Jamie Gittins on the ball there. Finds himself in the Everton box. What will he make out of that? He crosses into the box. That evaded the Chelsea player. And if that had not gone to corner kick, I would have asked why did João Pedro not approach that loose ball on the end
You know
there.
his attitude. I think his attitude. And that was a good move from there.
Oh, that was Pedro Neto who they approached that. And Jamie Gittins there. If there's one thing he knows how to do very well, is those step overs and take out his player there. Beautiful cross. I think there was no Chelsea players in
was
sight.
going straight to Neto.
Here's a
was
corner
not
kick
straight
come
to
to Chelsea. Pedro Neto standing on this and takes it long one, dinky one into the box there with that beat and that evaded to Chelsea players in the box. A worry chance which went begging for Chelsea. Marco Correa back in possession and finds out Rhys James, the captain. Rhys James been caught off there, and yes, going to be a free kick to Chelsea. There is no Cole Palmer, but Rhys James is also another player you can always rely on when it comes to set pieces.
Yeah, you can rely on Rhys James. He knows how to do it.
Let's do that again. I think I was coming. Oh. Miskill there from both players there, and a lucky final save there from Michael Kane to deny either of João Pedro and Enzo Fernandez a chance of turning it into 3-0 in this account. A free kick to Chelsea, and I think Rhys James will favor his chance from this long piece. What's happening there? Jagulish and Pedro Neto. He has a free kick to the Blues at the 74th minute of this counter. I think Rhys James should be taking this.
Yeah, I think he should.
All right, we're going straight into the 74th minute, approaching the 75th minute, which leaves us with barely 15 more minutes to play in regulation time. In this one between Chelsea and Everton. Liverpool against Brighton still 2-0 at the 74th minute. Also, we have a free kick to report in that one between Chelsea and Everton. We'll still be looking and hoping that the Chelsea manager will be making more substitutions in this encounter. 2 substitutions already from Chelsea. Andre Santos replacing the first goal scorer Cole Palmer, and Jimmy Gittins coming in for Alan Jadot Garnacho at the 65th minute. Here's the free kick. Rhys James standing on this. Will this be a free kick? But will this be a goal? But looking also at the goal post where they have Jordan Pickford, another quality goalkeeper for Everton.
Yeah, quality goalkeeper is, and you just have to talk. But the day will fumble, you will ask yourself more questions than how come he does this. But yeah, it's Pickford, but top goalkeeper.
Yeah, top
Free kick to
goalkeeper. You
Chelsea,
can see
Rhys James
that.
takes this one. Oh, straight to where Pickford was. But he had to force a brilliant
You can see the
save
power.
from
You can see
young
the
man.
power on that ball there. The power and the force and the ignition on that touch there from Rhys James, which forced them Jordan Pickford into spilling that out for a corner kick up to Chelsea at the 75th minute. He has Pedro Neto on the free kick situation for Chelsea. What would they make out of this? Long one into the box there. Another corner kick for Chelsea as the captain Tarowski gets a head onto that, and another corner kick for the Blues at the 75th minute. Yes, 15 more minutes to play in this encounter.
Yeah, there's still 15 more minutes to dance on this theater. Not the theater of dreams like Old Trafford, but a corner kick into the box, parried out by Pickford. Rhys James will shoot, blocked again. Marco Correa with the ball. Oh, Rhys James intercepts that, still keeps possession. And yes, that was a battle. And the referee says play on right there. And Fofana had to do that. You see what experience does. He saw that guy should be down, and he did that just to buy time.
Finally, we might be having some yellow cards, and the first set of yellow cards in this encounter. I'll be surprised if the referee is not dishing out a yellow card.
I think he will. I think
there's a chance of yellow cards in this one. Not one, probably 2 yellow cards. Beto being one of the players in the action there. But we can see the Chelsea captain Rhys James having words with the referee there. And the referee calling on the players there. I think he's out with his yellow card. Fofana will be getting one surely, yes. And the Chelsea defender gets one there. And
He has
that
to
is
take
the
that
first
for
yellow
the
card
team.
in this encounter.
Yeah, he has to take it for the team. And look at that battle.
I think the referee was almost leaving that, letting that slide until I think let's see what really happened there. Okay, that's
Fofana's tackle.
exactly there. All right,
Yeah.
straight 77 minutes. 13 more minutes for Chelsea to hang on for a slim. Oh, it's not really a slim lead. It's a 2-0 lead against Everton in this encounter. So we have the first yellow card in this game, and only yellow card in this encounter is Wesley Fofana, the Chelsea defender, picking that up at the 76th minute. Right there at 77th minute, Jordan Pickford with a long one into the Chelsea half. Marco Correa rose higher stuff to get onto the end of that. Jimmy Gittins called into action, but Gueye we cut that out, and it's going to be a throw into Chelsea. 77 minutes, 13 more minutes to go. Is there any coming back in this one for Everton?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't see that happening, except if Chelsea shoot themselves on the foot. And with these boys, I think they won't. I don't think they will. Everton is not looking dangerous in the second half. And they've.
I won't be surprised if João Pedro is going to be the next player to be withdrawn in this encounter.
Most likely it should be. I don't see what he's still doing on the pitch right there. And I think Estevao should be given some game time.
Yeah, 78 minutes gone in this encounter. Barely 12 more minutes to play. It's a free kick up to Chelsea there. Reece James standing on this free kick, but this time around it's not really near. It's not near the Everton's box there. It's more likely more closer to the Chelsea half there. Chose the initiative of going straight to the defense and finds Trevor Chalobah, who finds his centre back Pierre Wesley Fofana, still Chelsea in possession. Marco Correa called into action, looks inward and finds Reece James. Reece James to Andre Santos. Andre Santos dropping straight to Reece James. Yes, Fofana on the ball there. Returns it back to Andre Santos on the base of the Chelsea midfield, looks forward and finds his teammate. Yes, Chelsea attacking against Everton with this great chance for the Blues. Jimmy Gittins on the ball there and finds his teammate there. Chelsea in possession. Andre Santos on the ball. Returns it back to Reece James right there in the middle of the park. Chelsea will look to attack in this one with this great chance. There's Pedro Neto on the ball there. Returns it back into midfield. Yes, Chelsea creating an opening around the Everton box.
And one thing is, Salah got an assist today.
Wow.
After that battle.
He'll be going to the Nations Cup a happy man.
Yes, and he has broken Wayne Rooney's record.
Of assists?
Now, and he now has 277
all-time
goal and
assists. Wow.
for Liverpool. And I think some of that number will be from Chelsea too, even if it's very small.
Ooh.
So now 89 assists, 188 goals.
That's
Massive.
really a prolific
Massive.
player
Massive.
for Liverpool. You go down as one of Liverpool legends whenever it takes his time to
I think he
leave,
should be in the top
club.
5 for a great team like Liverpool.
Yes.
Really massive.
All right, straight into the 80th minute of this counter. Barely 10 more minutes to play in regulation time. It's still Chelsea 2, Everton 0. Wesley Fofana with a long one tries to play in the run of what's it called, João Pedro there. Malo Gusto rather. How do you open up for that? Yes, Everton in possession against Chelsea. Ndai on the ball there, turn round in and out there. And still hangs onto the ball there, but chose to return to O'Brien there and looks inward into the defense and finds Tarowski will go straight to Michael Kane. Kane on the ball, looks inward, finds Gueye. Gueye to Kane. Kane looks forward there, loses possession. Chelsea regain possession. Yeah, might just be a chance there into the box. Yeah, he's João Pedro for Chelsea. What will he? How on it? You have about 2 players there free for you. And you can see the sight of Enzo Fernandez there. A frustrating one there. Look from Enzo Fernandez.
And that's a silly thing to do. While you have this, approach the player. My goodness, this. I think João Pedro.
Finally, like I
better.
said, he should be the next player being substituted by
Better.
Chelsea. We have João Pedro being replaced at the 80th minute, and it's going to be Estevao who will be thrown in for the last 10 minutes of this counter. You can see where's up between João Pedro and the manager there, and we can see the 18 years old Brazilian being thrown into it right now. Who's going to play 9 for Chelsea without? I think it will be more of Estevao himself going to the centre forward position.
I think Neto will go into for the first 9. So Pedro Neto will most likely switch to the first 9. The Estevao will operate in and around the right wing. But I think so far the scoreline has not really explained what has happened on the field of play, because Everton has been very unlucky today also.
And also Everton themselves will be preparing the substitution of their own at the 82nd minute of this encounter. And we have barely 8 more minutes to play in both centers. Liverpool against the Brighton still remains 2-0 at the 82nd minute. Here's a free kick for Chelsea at the 82nd minute. I remember I've seen what's it called, resumes from this same angle, the Club World Cup. Chelsea against Benfica, and it was almost on the position where he bent it and goes straight for goal also this time around. But Jordan Pickford picked up that initiative where and so onto the ball. Everton will look to come out and break out on the counter against Chelsea. And we have a Jack Grealish on the ball. Beto moving into position and also to the wing there where he finds his teammates are spotting the jersey number 24. Alcaraz, yes, right there. Looks in what there. Still Chelsea wins the ball back there. Chelsea will look to attack, and yeah, it's Pedro Neto on the ball, switches, and yes, Chelsea attacking against Brighton, against Everton rather. Esteval being called into action, his first touch of the game there, holds onto the ball, cuts inward, in and out against the Everton players, and still hangs onto the ball. I hope he will finally lose it, and finally lost the ball. Everton will look to turn the first into attack against Chelsea. And here's a chance for them. Beto going onto the rear of Wesley Fofana, but couldn't get hold of the ball there. Chelsea regains possession, and it's 83 minutes, 7 more minutes to play in this one.
Yeah, 7 more minutes to play. Marco Carella with the ball right now down the left. Send it straight to the substitute, Jeremy Gittins, the English international. I don't see how this Gittins will get into the 3 Lions squad for
maybe he'll find his roots back to Africa.
Well, it's James on the ball right now. Sends it straight to Carella, who will find the goalkeeper, Sanchez, who sends it to Wesley Fofana, who has been massive defensively for Chelsea. Chelsea has done better defensively.
I hope he won't pick up another long-term injury anytime soon for Chelsea. Because he has really been a big miss for Chelsea. Whenever he's in the defense, there you can feel that confidence, and you can feel the confidence whenever he's available. Yes, whenever he's available, the defense is always looking compact with him. Right there, the experience, even though he's just barely 24 years old, but the experience he carries at that age is really massive for that.
I remember he was a boyhood supporter of Chelsea.
I remember when he started right there at what's it called? Olympic Marseille. Was it Olympic Marseille when Olympic Marseille was set 18? If I can remember, him and the Arsenal centre back William Saliba both pairing together. I think it has to be set 18.
I think it was set 18 or Marseille.
I'll try and check that to see where they both played together. Here's all the stars right now. Is Chelsea still leading in this one? 2-0, and Everton making a substitution of their own. Ghana being replaced in this encounter as they look to come out against Chelsea in this one. Can they stage a comeback in this one? I think that might not be possible. Yes, it was a set 18. That was where it all started for the Chelsea centre back. From set 18, he joined Leicester City, and from Leicester City, he joined Chelsea. I could also remember, yes, William Saliba played for set 18 before coming to Arsenal. You can see that young man on the bench. What this guy said, though, I think that rest is over already.
Yeah, that's a big miss for Chelsea. But you just have to give it to Reece James also, who has done a fair job. Not the best, because to me, he only had one good game in the absence of Moses Caicedo, which has to be the Arsenal game. He has not really come to the party for the other games. But this game, I think he has not been bad also in this encounter. So 2 out of 4, not bad.
Not really bad.
Yeah. For a right back, deputizing as a midfielder.
Yes, Marco Correa on the ball for Chelsea at the 85th minute of this encounter. Barely 5 more minutes to play in regulation time. Chelsea hanging on to a 2-0 first half goals in this encounter. Yes, Gueye on the ball there, still holds onto the ball for Everton. What would they make out of that? Looks to attack against Chelsea. Marco Correa going straight into the player. Referee allows place to continue, since that was a fair challenge from the Chelsea defender. Pedro Neto being called into action, allows that to roll straight to Esteval. Esteval on the ball there. Will he be running in? But chooses to cut inward with the ball there. Looks inward into the midfield, finds Reece James, the captain. Reece James straight to Wesley Fofana. Fofana finds Trevor straight to Marco Correa. Marco Correa looks forward and finds Jamie Gittins. Gittins approaches on the Everton box and comes inward with the ball for Chelsea. Switches straight into the path of Esteval. Will he get onto that? No, that looks not too. I think there's 2 bounces of the ball actually made him lose his ground there.
I think there was too much weight on that pass from Jeremy Gittins. and it was also bouncing, so made it two-way struggle to get. But I think that Chelsea, with those substitutes, looks better in shape, looks more composed, and I think that we can begin to say most likely this game is like 3 points in the bag.
You can see that again at the 87th minute. It's still 2-0 for Chelsea. 3 more minutes to play. I think I'll favor 4 minutes additional time come end of 90 minutes in this encounter. There's the Marco Correa on the ball there. Finds resumes the Chelsea captain, resumes straight to Wesley Fofana. Fofana will cut inward with the ball, but switches us straight into the path of Trevor Chalobah. Marco Correa on the ball there. Marco Correa to the wing there. Finds his Chelsea teammates. Still Chelsea hanging on to a lead, 2-0 lead against Everton. Yes, Everton coming forward. Might just bring a chance on the need. He's on dying. Dying beats his Chelsea. Oh!
This is what I keep saying. Everton has just been unlucky today.
And you can see that there was nothing the Chelsea goalkeeper was going to do there. There was nothing he could have done to stop that. The woodwork to the rescue for Chelsea there. Denying Dye of his beautiful solo goal there. Yes, Chelsea in possession. Marco Correa back in possession. 8 minutes gone in this encounter. There's barely 2 more minutes to play.
2 more minutes to play in that encounter. Now in the 88th minute at the Stamford Bridge. Cole Palmer is back on the scorer sheet in case you missed it. He did what he had to do, and he came up with that cold celebration that we have really missed at the Stamford Bridge. It's a good homecoming for that young man after, I think, about 10 weeks or thereabout out, not playing for Chelsea. Roberto Sanchez with the ball right now, send it forward, tries to pick up Pedro Neto down the left, but yes, Everton will attack from the right hand side. Can they keep this one into the back of the net? He tries to dribble, still with the ball, drops it for his teammate, and a cross into the box. Oh, headed out by Wesley Fofana, and Esteva will chase this one, but he couldn't get right to the end of it. And the Everton guy send it straight to Jack Grealish. Grealish with the ball down the left, tries to be trickery, finds his teammate Mikolenko, straight to Grealish again. Everton tries to do something spectacular. Mikolenko with the ball, cuts into the box and drops the pass, and he shoots. Oh, the shot was blocked by Trevor Chalobah. Chelsea living dangerously this dying minute. Oh, we can never know. Football has drama in it. And yes, maybe if Everton gets a goal now, it will be a nervy finish.
Good defensive work there from Trevor Chalobah to deny Everton a chance of a goal after the woodwork and denied Dye a chance of halving the deficit in this encounter. The goalkeeper was rooted to the floor there. I think there was nothing he was going to do. It's a goal kick out to Chelsea right there at the 89th minute of this encounter. Barely 1 minute to play in regulation time between Chelsea and Everton. David Moyes will be feeling like, yes, he should have gotten a draw in this encounter. He deserves a draw in this encounter, not losing this game to Chelsea on a good day. But it's not a good day in office for Everton. The woodwork denying them. The Everton players also not looking clinical in front of goal, or not being clinical in front of goal in this encounter. We're straight into the last minute of regulation time. It's Chelsea 2, Everton 0.
Yeah, 2-0 it is at this point in time. Also 2-0 in that fixture, Liverpool against Brighton. Mo Salah with that assist, and I think that assist will bring a calm to the noise around the Mo Salah topic so far this season. And yes, Brighton back in possession.
Everton?
Everton back in possession, and Chelsea wins it back, and Gittins down the left with the ball, tries to attack, and he cuts back and sends it straight to Enzo Fernandez, who will pick the run of Estevao, who has that one back, but Tarkowski was there to allay any danger right there. It's Everton back in possession, sends it forward. Wesley Fofana contested this one, won the header, but lost possession, and is still Everton back in possession of the ball. It's the 91st minute of the 4-minute additional time. And yes, Chelsea still leading 2 goals to 0.
All right, Chelsea hanging on for a famous 2-0 victory over Everton in this one. Can they reduce the deficit, or can we have a late dramas of more goals from Chelsea in this encounter? Gueye on the ball there for Everton. Turns around and wins the ball. Holds onto it and finds the captain Traorski there. Taruski on the ball for Everton. Switches out wide and finds his teammate there. Marco Correa going straight into the feet there. The referee says that was on the infringement against the Spaniard there. So it's going to be a free kick out to Everton. First minute of 4 minutes additional time being played already. We have barely 3 more minutes to be played in this encounter. It seems like yes, there's 3 points in the bag for the Blues against Everton.
Yeah, and like Octopus Shegun said, 4 minutes was added. And yes, India attacking down the left. And it has been a drama-filled day between Ndiaye and Malo Gusto. It has been one hell of an evening, but Malo Gusto stayed on his feet and he returns the ball back to the substitute. And Chelsea wins back possession. Pedro Neto will attack with the ball down the right, crossing to the midfield. And yes, it's still Andre who will find Gittins. Gittins will shoot! Way off target. Silly attempt as far as I'm concerned.
Jamaica is present with that opportunity, but unfortunately the England Youth International couldn't get that directly at goal there. Chelsea back in possession. Malo Gusto sends that back to the Chelsea goalkeeper Robert Sanchez, going straight into the second minute of 4 minutes additional time. Trevor Chalobah in defense that finds Marco Correa, who looks inward and finds Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez to Rhys James, and here is Andre Santos being called into action. Finds the Malo Gusto, returns back to Wesley Fofana. Trevor Chalobah, Rhys James up, sorry, Marco Correa on the ball. Trevor back to the Chelsea goalkeeper, who takes a long one aimed at the Everton half there. And also Andre Santos will approach that but loses possession. And Ndiaye on the ball there for Everton. He has been everywhere, left, right, center, and tormenting the Chelsea players in this encounter. 3 minutes gone out of 4 minutes additional time. 1 more minute for Everton to do the unthinkable. Score 2 goals on that 1 minute against Chelsea. It's a game of football. Anything can still happen. And here we have Jack Grealish on the ball there. Everton will look to approach on the Chelsea box. Woo! Wow. Yes, the Chelsea in possession, but loses the possession immediately. We have Ndiaye on the ball for Everton. Ndiaye looks inward, finds Michael Caine, and Michael Caine finds Taruski. And Taruski who goes out wide there, finds his teammates as they approach Chelsea. 3 minutes of additional time being played already as we're straight into the last minute. Everton in possession. One last right for Everton in this encounter. Can they make it count? Can they make it happen? We have Diblin on the ball there. Holds onto the ball, tries to beat Gittins and loses possession. Dash roll out. Marco Correa will guide that for a Chelsea goal kick. So it's a Chelsea goal kick at the last minute of this encounter.
No, as far as I'm concerned, this is a Sakpilotilo case. If you don't understand that, you have to go for a Yoruba Advanced Learner Oxford Dictionary to actually tell you the meaning, because it looks like Chelsea is done and dusted. And some North London neighbors might not be happy with this scoreline as it is right now, because anything can happen when Arsenal go to the field when they are missing their prolific centre back, the massive man behind.
I think it should be an easy game for them against Wolverhampton at 9 p.m. on Nigeria time. Still to come, we have Fulham. We have Burnley against Fulham at 6:30 and 9 p.m. on Nigeria time. We have Arsenal against Wolverhampton. You can join us on Premier Sports Fan Center. It's over at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea have overseen the Macy side Everton in that encounter. 2-0 Chelsea. 2-0 was enough to give Chelsea all 3 points against Everton. 2 goals in this encounter. 1 from Cole Palmer in the 21st minute, and also Malo Gusto doubling the lead at the 45th minute for Chelsea to win a 3 points against Everton. It's also over. That's one between Liverpool and Brighton. Liverpool 2, Brighton 0 in that game. What a way for both sides to go back into winning ways. So it was a needed victory for these 2 sides.
Yeah, needed victory. It is one game that Chelsea needed to win, because Chelsea needs to come back to winning with the confidence of the team. Dropped point last 4 games, but last 3 Premier League games is not the right place you want to be as a club. And what is even better is that Cole Palmer is on the scorer sheet.
What's the way to go right now for Chelsea?
The way to go is try to get more prolific players to come and complement the squad, and I think that's the next step to take.
Okay, yes, and the next step is an EFL Cup dates against Cardiff at on the starts on the 16th. That game comes up at 9 p.m. Cardiff against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, in what we used to know as the Carabao Cup. Their next EPL game will be a hard one, a lunchtime kickoff or midday kickoff against Newcastle at St James's Park. When we get there, we are going to cross that order. It's always a pleasure having you in the studio.
Yeah,
Right?
always a pleasure.
All right,
always
that's
a
about how much
pleasure
you can
to
take
be here.
on the commentary duties of this game between Chelsea and Everton. And the Chelsea 2, Everton 0. And that's about how much you can take on Premier Sports Fan Center. So we come your way again. It's bye for now from